Well, hello there, boys and girls. Let's use this Dixon Ticonderoga number 2. It's getting a little worn out. It's getting a little short. Man, the erasers had a workout. Let's do this one right here. This is the Pemberton exam, the first exam, number 13. First part's pretty straightforward. There's a couple little things you got to be careful of, especially with mean of a grouped frequency table. But part B is a little tricky. This is a paper 4 question from 2010. This is interesting. This is tricky. It's only worth 2 points. This is worth 3. So it's 5, 6, 7 points total. 7 points is a lot of points on a test. And I think we can get all these. So anyway, mode is the most frequent, right? So the frequency, well, first of all, let's make sure we read. 40 students. So that means frequency should add up to 40. So 40 students are asked about the number of people in their families. These always trick me because the frequency and the thing being reported are both numeric, so that makes that I can get confused on these. But just keep in mind which one's the frequency. So mode is highest frequency. There's 17 is the highest frequency, and the value is 4. Don't write 17. That's the frequency itself. It's not the thing that's being reported. Median's the middle. Okay, so when we're dealing with an even number, the middle is between 20 and 21. And you have to divide that by 2. All right. So this one, it turns out to be easy because the 20th entry and the 21st entry are both 5. So it doesn't matter. They're both 5. So, half of 10 is 5. So we're good. It would be tricky, though, if it was like between 19 and 20 or something like that. But, yeah, we're good. So 40 divided by 2, right? And then that's the halfway. That's not halfway. That's like just before halfway. So cutting it in half is, so like here, let me give you an example. Let's say we had just 4 entries. So we had 4 entries. Half of 4 is 2, but that's not in the middle, because if you took this out right here, you only have one thing on one side, but you have 2 things on the other. So we need to cut in half so you have 2 on each side. So that's how that works. Okay. The mean is the average. Finding the average from group frequency, you have to write everything out. So you have to take the frequency and multiply by the value. So 1 times 2 is, of course, 2. And 1 times 3 is 3. And then 4 times 17, whatever that turns out to be. 68, I guess, right? Plus 5 times 12 is 60. Plus 36 plus 21. 36 and 21. Divided by 40. Write that formula out. A lot of times they give you 2 points for just writing it out. So when we do all that together, we get 190 over 40, which turns out to be 4.75. Now, last one is the one that causes a lot of headache, okay? So it says that another N students are asked about the number of people in their families, and the mean for those number of students is 3. So then it says find in terms of an expression for the mean of number of students that is 40 plus n students. So check this out. This number has been changed to 40 plus n because there's now n more students. We don't know how many more there are. It could be 7, could be 14, could be 306. We don't know. But when you're finding the mean, you take each frequency time, you take each value times its frequency. So this was 1 times 2, this was 1 times 3, this is 4 times 17, because there's 17 people had 4 people in their families. 17 people had a family of 4, right? This was really 5 times 12, because 12 people had 5 people. 12 people had a family size of 5. 6 people had a family size of 6. 3 people had a family size of 7. That's how we got all of those, right? Now, the thing we don't know, and we do know this all adds up to 190, right? So we have 190 there. The thing we don't know is exactly how many n is, but that mean was 3. That's it right there. That's the value, and that's the frequency. The value times the frequency. Value times frequency all the way across, right? Value times frequency. Value times frequency. Do you see? Value times frequency. So this is the value times the frequency. The average value was 3. The frequency was n. and now there's 40 plus n. So that's your answer right there. Man, kind of a tricky one. I agree.